Who's in control? Who's in control? Who's in control? I don't know if you've ever noticed, but everyone is wearing one of these on their heads. It's a new device that's so great. It's putting you in the metaverse, right? And you know what's real, what's not. Ooh, look at the pretty colors. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, and welcome to Dreamy Dreamland with Sensei Bob. Yeah. Here's me. Here's the metaverse. Here's the outside of the cave, and there's the reflection on the cave wall. So who's in control? So as of May 18th, it is June 9th, ish. I don't know what day it is. I haven't been out. I don't have that much money. I have like $37 in my checking account, my bank account, my debit card. I have no credit, you know, don't want credit, you know. Um, when you don't have credit, you just spend the money you have. So I have no money. So with the cost of gasoline, I really can't go anywhere. So well, I'm not going to go anywhere. Where I'm, look outside the world. That's such a pretty place, I can be okay here, and I don't have to go any further deep into it. What can I say? Okay, so so the only outside I have to come this mile onto my neighbor's deck, which is such a pleasant deck, and piggyback on their Wi-Fi, and that's really nice. I have another neighbor, and he has cameras everywhere, so he has them all Wi-Fi'd up, so it actually brings the signal like right to where I'm at, and I say, so hey, why don't you let me use it? So no, I can do that, but it's okay. I walk a mile, and it's good for me up a hill. But everyone around here, so oh, they're coming after our guns, and the thing that went on in Sandy Hook, and then people like Alex Jones went on about how it was fake news. It was like, really? But see, in a way, it is fake news. Pretty much everything is fake news. Because the only thing that isn't fake news is love's co-creation, And so, people, so I know loads of people, and they love talking to me. And until I kind of deconstruct what they say, and then they get upset because I've shown what they've said is full of crap. And the ones who are, have to prove that they're right, constantly calling, well, what about this and what about that? Like the one in Ukraine. Pretty much, it was as soon as the Iron Curtain fell down, and it was like scripted, right? And our boy, Vlad, who was in Berlin, East Berlin, and he was a colonel in the KGB, he thought he was hot shit, but he was, on the level, the food chain of politique. He was basically, no more than a concierge, right? He was a bag man, right? And as he went up in the ranks, when he left, he called on, when the guys would start coming after where he was in East Berlin, right on the border, he was a little, oh, you got to send the tanks. And he called, back to where the tanks were. And they said, no, we're not coming. And he said, but I'm ordering you. And they said, no. You don't order us anything. The orders have to come from Moscow, and Moscow is silent because Moscow is reading the script. You know, you have to realize someone, one of these guys who, oh, they're going to take our guns. Oh, it's all the, they just learned about the Federal Reserve, right? And then you they had no idea what the Federal, they didn't even know it existed until someone a few weeks, when they jacked the interest rates up and things are like, oh, um, we have been without interest, or we haven't. The big banks and the guys who have big blocks of stock have had free money to borrow, right? And they borrow that money and they buy back their stock, and the stock goes through the roof, and then they make more money because that's their stock. So, I mean, if that isn't an illegal scheme, I don't know what is. But since Bill Clinton decontrolled everything, so everybody would be so much happier. That's why we got the '08. He got rid of Glass Steagall. That's why '08 happened. And we haven't come out of the shadow of '08. And all of these things, they don't just occur. They are basically scripted. And there's this one guy who just goes on and on and on. How Vlad is so great, and he's doing the right thing. And when you know they first went in February, he said, "Oh, this will be over in just a day or two." Right? And I said, "No, it's not. This is going to go on for years because it has already been going on for years. Since 2014, since they shot down the Malaysian airliner, this has been going on, and that was just a little portent of what was going to go on. The innocents will die. So you know, you have to realize that. So anyway, he said, "Oh, it's going to be over in a few minutes," and I said, "No, this is going to go on for." Oh, you're wrong, boy. I mean, look, Russia's got such overpowering. And then they came in, and then they kind of were like stalled. And he goes, "Well, oh, they're just being really nice and not wanting to hurt a lot of people." And he started blowing up every city. Oh, that's the Ukrainians are doing. They're putting soldiers in those apartment buildings and those old ladies' houses to force the Russians to blow them up. Oh, those bodies and oh, those they weren't. The Russians didn't do that. The Ukrainians brought them there. Right? Oh, they're not. Mariupol. Oh, no. They're. Hey, it's a fine city. It's you know, and the U.S. will give the Ukrainians the long-range missiles, and which will even Steven them up on Russia's artillery, and they will. I'd like to know how many Russians are dying. I mean, if 5 to 20,000 Ukrainian soldiers are dead, and I wonder how many is there. But from my sources, there's something close to 50,000 Ukrainian people who were basically taken back into Russia, given Russian papers, and sent to Russian towns to live. Sorry, you're not going back to Ukraine. And there were a great deal of, I mean, the Donbass is like the Ukrainians' industrial heartland, give or take, and also, breadbasket. It's both. It's kind of what Illinois used to be in America and Ohio. And, Vlad and the powers that be, the hidden hand is going to double down, on what happened to Illinois and Ohio. So, I can't see right now. I mean, everything's kind of a blur. And when your eyes can't see the illusion that everyone thinks is reality, that's when you can start seeing what's going on. So anyway, people meet me and think, "Oh wow, you're great." Oh blah blah blah. And I go, "Yeah." And then they hang it. "Oh, I really like talking to you because you're like, um, you know, pretty much I read people's palms and then they're everything else." And I tell them what's on the inside of them, and they know it's on the inside. And and they are enthralled with that, um, because I don't judge it. I don't blame them or any of the above, right? And then they kind of want to make me something I'm not, and then they get disappointed with the thing that it's not. And I've experienced this for some 70,000, 70 years, and so I try to go through, get to the point where we can be on equal terms, and they and at those equal terms, I see what's good about them, and I say, so let's focus on what's good, and let's do something that's good for everybody. And that's when they go, I don't know, I'm bored, I don't want to do this anymore. Can you fix this for me? Can you fix that for me? And of course I'll do it. You going to charge me? I said, well, I have no money. You're a millionaire. Yeah, maybe you might want to give me whatever you want to give me. And here's a piece of bread. Oh, I take that back. I might want that for a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to Dreamy Dreamland with your Sensei Al Bob. And I want to thank the 6 people who have put something in my PayPal in the last 3 months, and 4 of them are pretty much the same people, and they have nothing, but they kind of put it in there. It must be getting hard for them because 2 of them haven't. They have been donating for the last year what they can, and now it seems they can't put anything else in there. So, but if you want to put something in the old, you know, PayPal, that's Dreamy Dreamland with Sensei Al Bob. Dreamy Dreamland with Sensei Al Bob. And if you want a little personal reading by your Sensei Al Bob here, just photograph your hand from about here to the tip, both sides, and send it on its way to my Dreamy Dreamland. I mean, not my Dreamy Dreamland, to my Gmail account, the Dude Awake 42 at Gmail. Dude Awake 42 at Gmail. I made some bark soup the other day because I have no food, because I have no money, and the my guys who gave me the food stamps, during the pandemic, they gave me $200 worth, and now I'm down. They cut it back to 48. And because I was honest and told them it was just me, um, they cut the other things I had access to down to really, you know. Oh, here's 2 cans of soup. Mhm. Now, if that's happening to me, I can just guess what is happening to the rest of the folk because a lot of people are worse off than I am. I'm living like a millionaire on nothing. Most people um, can't do that because they worry too much. And I had a great teacher, and I studied with him at a ashram, and there were a number of us there. And we were all there. We were all healers of sorts, and we were being tuned up. And there were a number of guys and gals who were, doctors and, lettered and da da da. And I was the youngest. How old was I? I was like 19, 20. And because I was the most innocent, most giving, most honest of all those guys, and didn't have to, and had nothing to prove. Um, you know, our teacher got a smile out of me. But anyway, one time he asked us, "So what are we going to do with this, right?" And he turns to me and says, "So what are you going to do?" I said, "Well, I was sent here by Colonel So and So, your good friend, and I'm just here because when I go back to the VA, I'll be able to help the uh, the soldiers who are coming back, amputees and addicted to drugs and experiencing horrific stress from their trauma, which no one called PTSD. But anyway, they shell shock, but that was a World War I term, and World War One was so horrific that the term shell shock was pretty righteous to them because see these guys were stuck in these trenches for till they died, and they were being I mean the closest thing to what is World War One is probably what's going on in Ukraine right now. But what's going on in Ukraine right now is even worse because the weapons are more, you know, they've gone up in horror. But those guys in World War One would have these experiences where they would just be in shock when everyone around them. This one guy, great thing. The French had this big woo. We're gonna put 500,000 guys on the on the line and then rush the Germans and that'll be the end of the war. Right? Well, they did that, and that's 500,000 guys died. Verdun, and 7 guys survived, and out of that, like 500,000 people, and the upper echelon, the generals and the politicians, the French and the English, basically blamed those 7 guys who survived um, for the failure of that, and they were executed for not following their orders. And they were basically what happened to them as the people were going over the edge. The Germans just did ungodly barrage of artillery, and these 7 guys along that line, not all in the same place, were blown back and unconscious. And when they woke up, the shelling was still going on, but they were in up to their neck in body parts and blood and brains, and they were in shock. So once basically that failed, and the Germans stopped shelling, and they had rules of engagement, and one was okay after something like this, you guys stop shooting. We're going to go pick up the bodies because it was in nobody's um, best interest to leave that many bodies rotting because it would cause disease. Now you're seeing that happen, like Maripol, right? The smell there is supposed to be ungodly, and the Russians won't go in because they're scared of typhoid and cholera and of their own making. And because the first things they blew up were the all of the infrastructure, the water, the sewers, the electric. So Russia is doing that is their business plan across. So here's this place that's supposed to be part of Russia, and all of those people who live there are supposed to be Russians, and they are just systematically putting it in the wearing blender, right? And destroying that whole thing. So, what good is it to them after they totally obliterate, right? And what's going to happen is, so they're fighting, fighting, fighting. Ukrainians, they're fighting for their own land. They are really motivated, and they have pretty good weapons, not on a par. They're not on a par artillery, right? So they say, give us these guns, give us these guns. Right? And we're going to give them a few. They need about 300. We'll probably give them about 70. And 70 will be enough to, make it a bad day make it even worse day for the Russians. And the Russians will threaten NATO that we're going to have nuclear war over this. And the Ukrainians have taken all the weapons that we've given them and not only used them well, but figured out a way to make them even better and use them in a way strategically that gives them a leg up. So we give them 70, they will use them in such a way that it will be equal to like maybe 200. That will be enough to stop the Russians, right? And then they'll figure out some other stuff over that period of time to really, obliterate, and push the Russians back, just like they did when they were trying to go to Kiev. Right? And my moron friend says, "Oh, that was a brilliant strategy to distract." I mean, it was pretty much what they were going to do, right? They wanted to do what they did in Crimea, just take the place over, right? And if that wasn't going to happen, they thought, Ukrainians would, oh, please don't hurt us. Well, I don't know, understand why they didn't understand. I mean, I lived in New York City, and of all the kids I knew, the Ukrainians were the toughest. They were the nicest, the most fun. Man, if you mess with them, if you diss them, if you just, okay, I'm going to get you, they would not give up. So you'd think the Russians would living next door to them would have an idea about that. Anyway, all these thoughts going through my mind. Yesterday's show was, a cavalcade of my photos. And, this one friend said, so you had all these girlfriends. How can you, that's like so terrible towards women. Well, I've had 15 unbelievable relationships in my life with women that were intimate. I had another probably 60 that were great that weren't intimate. And while I was intimate with those individual women, I was not fooling around. I wasn't thinking of anybody else. I was just focused on them and making them happy, etc. Right? And I was married twice. My first wife, Donna Ann. We had a great 8 years, give or take. And then she wanted to do something else, and I was, not going to. I wanted her to be happy. Is that going to make you happy? I facilitated her to do whatever the heck she wanted, and she, was that's what she wanted to do. Right? But it's I wasn't taking care. I mean, a lot of guys say, "Boy, you're a pussy whip, man. You always do everything the girls say." I said, "Well, that's they're queens. I'm just the serf." So let's see. Let's see. Let's go there. Hold this down. Let's go to one of my friends here. Oh, there he is. Let's see what Dave says. So Dave picks up. This is my traveler friend. Hey, there he is.
Boss.
Hey, Bubba. I'm gonna push my little camera button.
Talk to me. Talk to me, big kahuna.
Oh, I'm just everything's charged up. Everything's charged up, and I'm on live chat. And what was the story you wanted to tell on live chat?
Oh my God! I'm not in the mood, baby. The mood is not right. Come on.
The mood. Oh, I understand that. Yes. But
so anyhow, yeah. Since I'm desperate, I am desperate to tell you the story. So I'm going to tell you mood or no mood, baby.
Okay. Hold on. Let's. I'm going to send you the mojo through the internet waves. Okay, here we go. Okay, you feeling the mood? You getting the mood? Yeah.
I'm in the mood, baby, now.
Okay, there you go. See, that's how it works. Okay, shoot. We're all ready for the story. Come on, tell us a story.
Well, listen. Did you warn your
audience,
loyal listeners? Hello.
Yeah, I'm here.
I said, did you warn your loyal listeners that's a little bit PG rated?
You hear that, kids? I mean, there's only one of them there, so
I hope they're of age, but anyhow, here's the story, man.
Okay, I'm ready. The two of us are ready.
Okay, so I'm in Georgia. Okay,
right.
So I'm
not Georgia, USA. Georgia, the Baltic state, right? You still there? Where'd you go?
Sorry,
okay. We're back. You're in Georgia. What is going on?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Are you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Oh.
Hey, I'm here. I'm here. Go. Talk.
Okay. So anyhow, you can hear me now, right?
Yep.
So here's the thing. This British guy tells me the part of his story, okay? I tell you part of his story, then I will tell my story, okay?
Okay, shoot.
He says he knows little Chinese, so, but naturally, everybody, he knows only the bad Chinese, okay?
Uh-huh.
So he tells this Chinese guy, he says, I really think you have a big penis, okay? So get this. So he tells this guy, and they're on hike, two of them, okay? They're deep in the woods, only two of them. So this Chinese guy, he says, how did you know that? He says, how did you know that? I'm not your normal Chinese. I'm really different, man. I am hung. So this Chinese dude wouldn't stop talking about that. So this guy was so get this. So this British guy, they're both young dudes, okay? So listen. So this
Oh, we're being edited.
So he's telling me that story. He's back, and I think that I think it's fucking weird. Why would you tell this freaking Chinese guy that stupid thing? But I tell this guy nothing, so I just mind my business. So 2 days later, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
So anyhow, 2 days later, I'm in. This is my story now.
Right.
I'm in the kitchen eating breakfast. And this Chinese guy comes in. I don't know who is Chinese guy. I don't know. I just paying no attention. I'm eating my breakfast, doing my business.
Right.
He says, "Hey, man, I heard about you." I said, "What do you heard about me?" He says, "Are you American, dude?" I said, "Yes, I am. I'm a little bit American." He says,
Right.
"Hey, can we talk?"
Yeah. The best parts of the story, they edited out. Can you believe this?
Yeah, we can talk.
Okay, we can talk. Yep. Mm-hmm. We can talk. Keep going.
I said, we can talk. We can talk. He says, no, can we talk alone? I said, yeah, we can talk alone. So we go to his room, and he pays for his room all by him. He's all by himself. Okay, he has the money. He has 3 fucking phones. They're all Apple phones. They're all $1,300 phones. The fucking guy has money.
Right. Tell him to send me some.
So the first, huh?
Tell him to send me some. Yes.
So get this.
What?
No. You know. I don't think you want this guy's money. So he says, the first thing he tells me, listen, man, I have a really big penis. I said, excuse me, sir? He says, I'm really fucking. He says, I have a really big penis. I said, I'm sorry, man. But what does that have fucking to do with? I'm just, what do you want from me? He says, no, man, I want to go to America and become a porno star. Can you help me? I said, I don't think I can help him, man. It's not my thing.
Right.
It's not. I have nothing to do with that. He says, do you think I could make? And listen, he has 3 phones. On all of these 3 phones, there's all kinds of research. All he does research about porno industry, how he can get his hands on that baby, and all that stuff. That's all he talks about, man. All the freaking time. And everybody he meets, the first thing he tells them that he's.
Right, the best time it cuts out. I love it. You can tell where the story's gonna go. I don't even.
There's no way. You work only. I say you only work for the pleasure of the business. You cannot make any money. The only way you can make money is if you produce that yourself. And so the guy, he says, listen, this is an interesting point. So the guy says, hey man, can I video of my equipment? I said, okay, now I'm becoming jealous. Okay, so I'm not.
Has he showed you his?
I don't have much to write home about. So anybody who is equipped I'm kind of fucking jealous. I'm a man, so I'm getting kind of jealous. I said, okay, now you can show me the video. And the freaking guy, you know, Chinese people are short. And the freaking guy, he's equipped. The fucking guy is equipped. Then I am fucking jealous, man. So anyhow, so now this guy every day writes me a note. He sends me like a little kisses and this and that. Please help me. What can I do? Where are you right now? I said, I'm in Greece. Do you think I could be a porno star in Greece? I said, I don't know, sir. So he sends me a message again. Where are you right now? I'm in Italy. Oh man, I need to get to Italy. I would be really good there. So this, my friend, is my story, and I stick to it. Okay.
Well, you know, America's not the only place that makes porno. Europe makes half the porno of the world. So he should just go to Amsterdam, and then bingo, he could
No,
get.
Something is fucking strange with the guy. I said, man, I mean, if I were half hung like you, I was thinking I didn't tell him that. This thing would be hanging all over the fucking any main street or any Western country in the world. But I told him a few ideas, but something is not right with the guy. Man.
Right.
I mean,
But you know,
there's
that's
a way to make that in the West. He could make it. He could make it. But anyhow,
like I said, all he has to do is go to Amsterdam or Gutenberg. You know, they do a ton of porn in both those places. You know? But
I know Western Europe. I mean, Sweden, Netherlands,
right.
Germany. They make all kinds of fucking stuff.
So you know, I was
So
thinking
anyhow, I was
that story you tell.
So anyhow, this.
Yes. I said the story you tell exemplifies the thing I've been thinking about, and that is people who have, you know, lots to be thankful are always griping about what they don't have, right? And
my God, this is very well said, sir.
You know,
yeah, that's very well said. Yes.
And they're always griping. I mean, they got, like you said, he's got 3, you know, $5,000 phones and a joint that's like goes down to the floor, and you know, so all he can do is gripe and whine. And the thing is,
yes,
they really don't want to not take advantage, but use what they've been given. Right? They just want to. They just want to complain.
Like self-sabotage or something.
Yes, self-sabotage. Look at you and I. I mean, God, you know, we don't. You know, we do what we do because we can do it, and we do it. Right? I mean, you travel the world, not because of any other thing other than you can do it, and you do it, and by doing it, you bring joy and just people are gobsmacked. they when they see you and hear and watch your videos and hear your stories, their mouth is just open like. So I take I photograph my life. Why? Because I would do stuff and people would not believe I did the stuff I did unless they were a guy like you who was standing right next to me, right? And you can go, yeah, he did do that.
Listen to this. So listen.
Yep.
Here I am at this Georgian youth hostel. There's a lot of Russian young kids, and they escaped Russia. Naturally, nobody wants to be there. Young kids, they want to have a future.
Right.
And those young kids, just as you mentioned, man, these young kids, they're out of freaking Russia. They could be, but something is, they are so morose. They are so negative, and they cannot enjoy a single day of their life. And they are young people, 17 to 20. They're out of Russia. They could be, you know, and so they are just. Yeah, it's really interesting, man.
Well, you know, young kids in America are very similar.
I don't know much about that. You probably. Hello?
Yeah, I'm still here. There's someone coming up the road. So if hi, there's someone coming up the road. If I get interrupted, it's because they're coming up the road. Yeah, they're coming up the road. I gotta go. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, kids. There's someone coming, so I'm gonna jump off here. Boop, 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 boop.